I do not agree with that. That did not need to happen, and it shouldn't have. They should have changed that around. They've been setting up the whole time through remake and rebirth. I have to mute that. They were setting up the whole time through remake and rebirth that Aerith is going to be the one that's like kind of holding the team together while Cloud is going through his whole thing of like dealing with Sephiroth. But then Cloud is like, he is the one that is being able to track Sephiroth along with Aerith and all that. And Aerith Aerith and Cloud work together to, to stop the end of the world, and everyone else in the team is there to, to help us, just to just to go through with the original storyline again. That defeats the whole purpose of it being a remake. I do not agree with that. You could do so much more with the storyline by keeping her. Like, what you would be doing is making Sephiroth even bigger by keeping her alive. What you would be doing is showing Sephiroth like, oh, I am not the almighty, all powerful, villain asshole of the realm or whatever. Oh, and it surprises him, and it makes Sephiroth have to get on to another level. It creates another character arc. That just feels like it's shortchanging the whole thing by keeping Aerith's death, and that's stupid. That's really stupid. Brianna White, I think it's like Rebel Gaming or something like that. She is a streamer. Amazing job. Amazing job. Everybody, the whole cast, awesome. This is definitely, yeah, Matt Mercer in there also. That's awesome seeing him. It's brand new. John DiMaggio, that's Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War there. I mean, just so much talent. So much talent. Such a great cast. Everybody just knocked every single character out the park. Just 10 out of 10 performances. One last run of Jessie, also just seeing her in the Golden Saucer and everything with the play and all that. That was awesome seeing that too. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they wrapped up very well in this. Again, the game overall, it's just highly recommends. It's probably one of the best things, one of the best Final Fantasy. I just do not agree with that right there. That ah, that's kind of a shitty ending. That part of the ending. But also, it is kind of a shitty thing of just the way that they are shortchanging Sephiroth. Like, they could do so much more. Keep Zack in there. Make it, Zack and Cloud, the brother duo. My God, there's so many different ways you could do. There's so much that can happen there, and they're just now we're not. Just so many different stories that can intertwine, and that's the whole point of the remakes too. I think I'll go over to the screen. That's the whole point of the remakes, is to bring the whole universe together and then expand upon the universe. That's what the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle of all this stuff was meant to be. Was a true remake and retelling the story in a different way to add more to the characters, to do a bigger character arc, swing and all that. And then they just, the biggest thing for the past 30 years, everybody's been talking about that moment and Aerith's death and everything in FF7. Whether you played the FF7 or not, you've heard of that through magazines, through stuff on TV of like G4 days and YouTube videos and this, that, and Final Fantasy lore and the history of Final Fantasy and all that stuff. And they could have done something so much more with, oh boy, that bugs me. That really bugs me. That just feels like they took the easy way instead of doing everything else with the storyline that they could have. All right. If there's anything extra? It's like, what the hell's the point of going through this whole journey to, you know, of Sephiroth going through the journey and everything else if you don't? It's a very Mass Effect 3 ending, and the multiple storylines that are happening, going back and forth and whatnot. See, the major payoff that I would say, with all of the twisting and turning of the multiverse and everything else that they were setting up in here, again, would go into Cloud and Zack being the best friends, brothers that are working together. Cloud, Tifa becoming a thing while they're seeing Zack and Aerith being reunited over here, and then all of a sudden you get onto the airship in part 3, and then you're going after Sephiroth, but you're going through all these different journeys and everything, and the bonding moments that could happen between Zack and Cloud, and Zack and Aerith, and Cloud and Tifa, like all these different storylines would be combining together. If you kill off Aerith and you're killing off Zack, then what the fuck's the point of it? What's the point of making a remake then? You just destroyed everything that you just set up. That really, it almost kills a part 3 for me, of like, well, then why did we go on this whole damn journey when you're just going to just unravel everything that you were just building up? There's no payoff to it. Other than Aerith is now a ghost. What? She's a live stream ghost. And apparently Cloud now has the vision. I mean, hell, if anything, that would have been another payoff there, where Cloud is so far gone in the Mako because of soldier stuff and everything, that Jenova also, you know, it goes from Sephiroth, him being puppet of Sephiroth, where it goes, this is where I was thinking it was going to go, where Cloud would be starting, like, Cloud and Sephiroth would be starting to answer to Jenova, because, you know, what ends up happening, what would end up happening in part 3. Yeah, that's... They're going to really have to sell me on part 3. I think I think I'm going to have a major problem going into part 3 with that. It's like, what the fuck's the point of the remake then? Remake is to retell the story and add to it and create even a bigger character arc than what was already there. What everybody considers to be one of the best told stories too, but nobody liked that part where Aerith gets taken out by Sephiroth. Well, it's not that people didn't like it, but they I think a lot of people wanted to see something different there. It was like, what if? Okay, let's take the what if and let's run with it. Let's fucking go for it. Do as big of a, you know, multiverse and everything else. Let's fucking go with it and keep everybody there, so everything starts to connect and intertwine, and then the payoff. Boom, payoff there with that character. These two characters, boom, that storyline payoff. It's the stuff with Crisis Core and everything coming in. All these different payoffs of storylines that they could end up having, and they just threw away half of it. Oh, that's rough. That is rough. Great. Again, though, remake and Rebirth, overall, awesome. Combat's a little, you know, it has its moments of like frustration, but it's super fun once you get the win over everything. Once you figure out the puzzle pieces come together, it's almost like a Dark Souls game in that aspect of the puzzle pieces, which is awesome. It's great. But yeah, we had, that's the other thing too. There was 2 Aeriths, multiverses, 2 different Aeriths right there. And they still killed her off. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god, they strung everyone along so much with that. That's just stupid. That is so stupid. Like, make the ballsy move and like I said, Let's take all this 30 years of storylines that you built up through multiple games, multiple consoles, multiple generations, multiple decades, and let's do something epic with it. Nope. Man. It's like this is one of the weirdest things because I loved it overall. It was just the ending part right there. I was really that's one of those things where going into that ending part, I'm like, how is this gonna hit? How's it gonna land on me? Is it really gonna frustrate me? And I was hoping the payoff would be bigger than what it was because they were setting it up for it. So, anyways, let's see what happens after the credits here. Okay. Confluence of world. What the confluence? What the hell is that word supposed to be? Okay, chapter select and hard difficulty are now available. System to replay any chapter from the beginning using your current stats, weapons, and materia. You can also adjust your quest completion status. For a real challenge, switch the chapter's difficulty to hard while playing on this setting. Items cannot be used. Rest spots only recover HP. Right, so just like Remake. Play log access. Okay, Golden Saucer companions selection. When choosing chapter 8 or 12 from chapter select, you can pick any character with a close enough relationship to Cloud to accompany him in the Gold Saucer. So I'm guessing in the Gold Saucer, it's not just like Tifa isn't the like default character that comes up to Cloud's and knocks on Cloud's door and is like, "Hey, you want to go, explore the Golden Saucer?" I'm guessing that could be whichever character you have the close enough relationship with. Interesting. So I guess that would maybe. So that was another one too. The whole Aerith scene where like they're running through Aerith's dream world and she is basically wanting to go out on a date with Cloud. That felt very forced, but it also felt very weird to have context of where in my playthrough, the way that they had that set up, Aerith was like his little sister, but then that whole sequence was like if you were, going in with a deep relationship or whatever with Aerith. So that felt kind of weird. What would have been maybe even better is if they had, but they probably thought of this. They couldn't do it because of time constraints or something else. But it would have made more sense if it would have been either Aerith or Tifa, because of course, it's like the two. Yeah, that if it definitely that chapter felt weird. I was thinking about doing a full on retrospect on both Remake and Rebirth, and now after that, I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I might be just a slight bit burnt out on this too, because I was just trying to get through it. Just the first time of getting through the damn thing. But yeah, I don't know. That just, man, it might take me a little while to actually give a shit to do something with this again. Boy, such an overall good experience, just hampered by that moment, that one thing. That one major thing. It's like one of the most major storyline plot twist things that could end up happening, of course. But yeah, that does hamper the whole thing going forward. And maybe they can do a major payoff in part 3. So I'm not ruling out part 3 of like, I screw part 3, I boycott or anything. I am genuinely curious to see what they do in part 3. But it's definitely like you're gonna have to really, really do a big payout on part 3 of Aerith, getting taken out by Sephiroth like that. Like you're gonna really have to win that one back, because that's, I mean, like I said, all the flashbacks, all of everything that Sephiroth is doing. Everything, the whole reason why you're getting the whole team stronger, the whole reason why you're getting a bigger team, the whole reason why you're going on this whole adventure is for that moment right there to end up saving Aerith. It's like Cloud's getting the little, I mean, the whole thing of, the original past being erased in remake when you're fighting to get to Sephiroth and you're going through all the whispers and everything. And what the fuck? The Whisperers literally saved Barrett and brought him back to life, but they can't bring back to life Aerith? The White Whisperer ones there that were actually like circling her and kind of working with her a bit after she was doing all the praying shit to get on their good side. Like, that doesn't even make sense. It almost, like, the more I think about it, the more her death feels forced, and that's terrible. That's a terrible thing in gaming, is a forced death, because then it just makes it feel cheap, and it makes it feel like it's like there's no reason for it. Yeah. Again, man, do I not agree with that. Chocobo Ranches now have changing booths, which you can use to alter your party members' outfits. Red and Kate's Loveless costumes are available for purchase. Cool. That's awesome. So the thing that I actually made a short on YouTube here of saying, hey, maybe in DLC or something you have a costume change. Little did I know that could. I'm surprised somebody did not spoil that. Nobody commented on anything to spoil it. That's super cool. I'm very surprised. I didn't think they were actually going to do that. So the overall count, you can see it down there, 75 and a half, just over 75 and a half hours. I got 69,000. Deal. Nice. And yes, I have now completed FF7 Rebirth. It's about time. I don't know how many parts it's going to be up on YouTube, but normally I would live stream finishing this out, but this thing kept going and going and going and going. So holy shit. Oh my god, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, it's 4/4/24, 1:10 in the morning. I beat FF7 Rebirth. Now we wait to see what's next from Square Enix. So, once again, on the outs of this would be the ending of the FF7 Rebirth series up on YouTube. It's been a long time since I've done a YouTube playthrough like this. Actually, well, half of it was technically on stream. Yeah, hit the sub button, hit the like button on the YouTube channel. Helps out tremendously. Share the playthrough around. I don't know if I'm going to have a mini video of my final thoughts on. I'll probably have something of a video of like final thoughts. Let's talk FF7 Rebirth, something. But don't ask me when that will be, but yeah. But anyways, that's gonna do it. So we're gonna wrap up there. This has been a long playthrough. Like, again, for $75, 14 chapters feel like 20. So you're getting so much out of this. Very well worth the price. And again, also the storyline right up until the end, it was super, like, that was it's game of the year right up until the end. So yeah. Once again, another Final Fantasy in the books. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, I'll see ya next time. What? Let's do it.